No, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the fandom. Hello, everyone. What's going on? Today, let's look at this stupid Mondo thing. Yeah, well, might as well get it over with. 2000X He-Man, $116. I think maybe 115. Who cares? After a head goes past 100, it's like, who the fuck cares? And the first thing I notice is the head's too small. Over $100 and you made the head too small. I mean, the hell. And I'm not upset because, I thought Mondo was going to pull this again. I'm convinced now these guys are gouging prices. They're counting on your nostalgia beating out your sense. And it works on some people, it really does. And I know I said something and then one guy said, well, Mattel's are going to be cartoony because, they're based off a cartoon. I mean, just fucking imagine they're based off a cartoon. And yet, that's what got me about it. It was like, I'm sitting there going, you know these are based off a cartoon, right? So if they're cartoony, that kind of fits the aesthetic. Which actually, this looks cartoony too, so whatever. This supposedly has more detail. I'm looking at it going, I've gotten plenty of Masterverse figures in my day, and I don't see any detail more in this than I do in a Masterverse. Okay, is the little exclusive stand? Yeah, okay. I'll give you nothing like that in Mattel. Well, it's not that they couldn't do it, it's just that they haven't, but none of these weapons, I mean, it might be a extra paint app here and there, but definitely not on the figure. I mean, the figure just, yeah, whatever, man. And then someone else told me, said, yeah, it's worth that price. I can't explain it, but when I got that Vinkman in my hand from Ghostbusters, I said, yeah, this is worth it. Well, if you can't explain it, then it's not there. I mean, seriously, you should be able to explain why you think it's worth the money. And that's what gets me. I mean, it's like I'm so disappointed. And I shouldn't be. I really shouldn't be. I've been at this a long time. I know how people get dumb about their dollies. And they act stupid and they justify it with anything in the world. Saying that the plastics are from Venus. And I know that I am a person who is totally different. I'm alternative to alternative. I mean, prime example, every little stinky town has that festival that comes around once a year that everybody goes to. I'm the guy that don't. Mostly because I don't want to see the Taylor Swift impersonation band, which is the highlight tonight. I figure it's going to be a bunch of dudes. I'm going to shake it, and if you shake it more than twice, you're playing with it. I went off on a tangent there. Sorry, when I heard that on the radio today, I just was laughing my ass off, and I thought I had to incorporate that somewhere into this video because it is so ridiculously funny. At the concert, at the festival tonight, is the Taylor Swift impersonation band. Era's impersonation band. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So, back to the ugly Mondo figures. They're not ugly. They're pretty good looking. But at the same time, Mattel's doing the same damn thing in a couple of months. They've already showed them at SDCC. And there are still people dumb enough to go after this. When I was a child, there was this guy who supposedly was fundraising for a local church. And my dad being a minister, he was going around the schools having kids sell stuff for him. My dad being a minister looked into him. The church he was supposedly fundraising for did not exist. Dad figured out this guy was a crook. And that stuck with me for a long time. That began my cynicism, I think. Because, I was young. I was about 10 when this happened. But I remember thinking, dude seemed like a cool guy and everything. He wanted us kids to sell stuff for him. And by the time it was over, my dad, had pretty much ended that. He got arrested and stuff for fraud. But a lot of people were taking him at face value. And it really taught me, maybe began some cynicism too. Because people will tell you everything in the world to take your money. And I have not seen more blatant actions of this as right now. I know businesses are there to make money. I'm not stupid. But they are getting greedy. Beyond greedy. And you guys who are being suckers for them are telling them it's okay. And a part of me is like, you know what? Do it. Let them figure it out on their own. And some of you are never going to figure it out because you're not smart enough. I'm being very insulting with that. Because if you're not smart enough to eventually figure out, you are being, how shall I say, grifted? I wouldn't even say, basically that, you're being conned. I mean, it has to hit you at some point that this is not worth $100. I mean, honestly, I don't think most Mayfexes are worth $100. I give them that because there's so much you have to do to get them. I mean, basically, most companies have to buy them at, full price, then have them shipped over. I can see the difficulty there. Most imports, I can see that. They don't have distribution in the United States, so yeah, Mondo don't have that problem. I'm looking at this He-Man and I'm looking at this Clawful, and I'm like sitting here going, you trying to tell me there's anything here that costs more than an average Marvel Legend? No. You're gonna have to do this on an engineering level. You're gonna have to do this in a fine print level to tell me where this is any different than any toy out in Walmart or Target or I almost said Kmart. Okay, for you guys in Australia, Kmart. But seriously, I don't see it in the paint apps. I don't see it in the detailing. I mean, come on. At some point, you guys got to see it. I'm not particularly smart, nor am I particularly stupid. I see it. It's flashing lights. Con. Take your money. And I thought that's what they were doing with the 12-inch stuff, but I kept quiet on that stuff. Then I saw the Ghostbuster stuff. I was like, that's bad. And then I see it on this stuff. Yeah. That's all they're doing, man. And they'll keep doing it as long as you fall for it. Now, if you want to, that's on you, man. But I'm disappointed in you. I really am. I'm extremely disappointed that you would fall that easily for something this obvious. And if you're not falling for it, good for you. Good for you standing up on your morals. Because, you know what? You can say I like toys till you're blue in the fucking face. The reality is, you've been spending $115 on this thing. You like being taken to the cleaners. Ain't got nothing to do with toys. I like toys. That ain't, nah, I ain't doing it. It has nothing to do with being able to afford it. It has everything to do with value for the purchase. I'm not going to spend $100,000 on a Hyundai. I ain't spending $116 on a glorified Masterverse. It's that simple. Take care, guys.